E-peeps, live at Brick 2014, where I'm going to interview some creatives and some entrepreneurs.
My work is heavily inspired by the pop art masters, so likes of Andy Warhol, modern day more Damien Hirst, Tracy Emin, but I'm looking at what they've done in the past to inspire me for what I can do in the future. This was a passion to start with. My background's actually in finance. I worked in finance for nearly a decade, and then realised that basically finance wasn't for me. I was quite a creative person, so I decided to sort of play around with what I enjoyed. Tried to tie in with Lego. I've always been a lifelong fan of Lego. And look, I think everybody is really. But looking at Lego in the abstracted form, such as this, making it larger, is something that I thought nobody'd done before, and I wanted to see what it looked like. Personal opinion, really.
Yeah, look where it's going, because this is beautiful, and I like that as well. You know?
Thank you very much. Definitely. Ultimately, if I can inspire the next generation, as past generations have inspired me, that would be my legacy, really, my dream, I'd say.
That's true. It's funny you talk about dreams, because my last question would be, what legacy would you want to leave behind?
Good question. Inspiration for other people, and just to be recognised as a creative person dealing with Lego, I suppose. There are so many creative people out there who use Lego as a medium, so to try and find something that's slightly different from them and that maybe hasn't been seen before, that's what I'd like to be remembered.
Hi guys, I'm here with founder and creative director of Omara-Okello. So Larry, what's your definition of creativity?
Creativity to me is just trying things and failing more often than succeeding. It's being willing to just experiment and have fun and play and see what comes out of it, rather than going into something with too solid an idea of what it's going to be ahead of time. It's a willingness to explore. I get inspiration from everything around me. I work in a very unusual medium, so to me it's really important to look at what everybody else uses and what other media other people are playing with. I'll walk into art museums and I'm just as fascinated by a Da Vinci work as coming to a Lego show and seeing what somebody's building out of bricks. Both of them see the world in a different way, and they're both things that I can learn from. So inspiration is everywhere. I never envisioned this as my career path. It wasn't, I'm an artist, I've been a performer all my life. When I was 5 years old, I started getting on stage, and it was about entertaining people. And over time, I realized that you could entertain people whether you're speaking, playing an instrument, doing magic, or even three-dimensional still art, which is what I'm doing now, more visual art. It's all about entertainment. So I don't think I ever saw this as a career path. It's just sort of something I stumbled into as I played and tried things out and looked at what people enjoyed. Part of what keeps me going is not letting myself fall into any sort of strict structure. That every piece we do is a one-off piece. We never repeat anything. So if I come back to this show next year, it's not going to be doing the same minifigure. It might be a variation on this guy, but there's always going to be something different, and that's it. It's always looking for the new and fun and exciting and the change. I think that the motivation to get up in the morning and build something would go away if I had to do the same thing more than once.
That's very true. That's very true. So what does your company actually do for those at home that don't know about origami itself?
Origami is the fine art of folding air, and what that means is everything we do is about working in temporary media, about creating things that last longer in your memory than they do in reality. And part of what's so much fun about playing with people's memory is I can do something big and exciting and different, and tomorrow when you're gone and not looking at this, you're going to remember it differently than what you saw here. And if you were to come back tomorrow, it'll shrink. It will have shrunk a little bit, so it'll still look different. Every time you see it, it's different. Every time you think about it, it's different. So origami is about forming those memories and playing with a medium that people don't traditionally think of as an artistic medium. I mean, it fits in so well with everybody here playing with Lego, where it's about people here play with toys. I have found myself often in giving talks and interviews where people talk about art, and they get this idea that art is very rigid and you've got to follow the rules. And yet people that play with toys don't think that way at all. So origami is create art with toys, create art in a way that allows people to be kids and enjoy what they're doing. I want to be remembered for my creativity and also for the community work that I do. That a lot of people that create art do it just for themselves.
Yes, definitely.
And I want to share it, but I want to share it more than just look at what I've made. I'm working with a team because I love collaborating. And I want to be remembered for the collaborative stuff that I do. I think that, more than anything, the fact that some of my crews, we have 5 people working here, but I've worked with crews as many as 300, 400 people. And where art becomes a community building thing. And if people remember me for one thing, I think it's that. It's turning art into a way to build community.